We're in an assembly now that is a linked assembly. All the components are linked as separate files into this assembly. So the top-down design of this plate is going to be a little different. So we first thing we want to do is go ahead and create a new component. I'm going to go ahead and save it right off the bat and call it top plate. Put it in the project I want and save. Now what I'm going to do is derive into this that casting so I can design on top of it. So model casting, select it. In the model casting, I don't need all the sketches and all the associated stuff to the body. I just want the body. So I'll click on in the graphic and that's all I'll get, just the body. Go ahead and say OK and it comes into my top plate design. So the same procedure, now that we got it into our top plate design, pick on this top surface and create a sketch. Draw the rectangle, dimension on the way, 4, tab 4, and then I want to hook it to the same place, use the same method, use coincident, hold down my shift key and pick on that midpoint and that midpoint. It's fully constrained. Now create it. Remember, I have to pick all edges. It's always wise to make your features separate. And I want to drag it up a ½ inch. I want a new component, or what do I want? I'm already in a component, so I don't need anything except a new body. That's a little different. I'm already in the component. I'm going to make it a new body. Say OK. So I have a component already with a new body. Same thing, I go back and make a new sketch on top of that. Turn the part over and project geometry. Again, just do the holes. You don't need the whole surface. There are my centers again. I'll go ahead now and create the holes. Pick on the holes and they'll be tapped and all the way through with 3/8 16s. Next thing I'll do is put the fillets. Nothing different here. And I'll make it ½ inch. So at this point we've got our finished part, component totally, as a separate file. Okay, the next thing we need to do is remind ourselves that we have a derived component. That will be used in part of the updating process. Under the bodies, we want to make that body invisible. We then need to save the component to update all those settings. Back to our original assembly, we're now going to link it in. Go to our database, find that top plate, and insert into current design. Don't let the fact you can see that casting piece hooked to it bother you. That won't hurt us at all. Now the next thing you need to do would be constrain to place. So we can do that simply by doing a joint. We'll just do a rigid joint real quick. From this center to this center and say OK. So there we go. As before, let's talk about the adaptive process. Now this is a linked file, so I go to this one and right click on it and say open. Now we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to change the sketch from 2 5/16 to 3. Stop sketch. Save it. Going back to our top plate, you'll see it needs an update, and you'll see the whole move. Going back to the assembly, same thing, you'll see it all updates. So the whole is moved to match up. Let's do it, go back the other way. Back into this part, I'm going to go to the sketch, change it back to 2 5/16. Stop sketch, and it updates. Save it. I can close it at this point. Go to my plate, update. The hole moves back. I can close it. Saving on the way out. And then here it updates also. So you can see the hole moves back. Now this one, to break the link, it's much easier. What you do, you right click on the file and open it because it's linked, the top plate. Remember that is a derived component. What you can do is right click on the drive down here and break the link. As you can see, we have no more, we have the body, you have to leave that there, but there's no more link between them, and the part will not update at all. Thank you for watching.